Well, at this point, I'm glad I'm live. I've been attempting to get this stream up and running for 20 minutes now, and I finally got it to work. So I'm happy to be here. Hey guys, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online, and we're finally gonna do some artwork this morning. It'll be a shorter stream than usual due to lack. um, let's see. Okay, cool. There we go. We should be good to go. Checking in on my signal here real quick. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Should be good to go. And checking in on my signal. Yeah, that sounds like I'm coming through okay. I can drop that volume down there real quick. Let's grab the link here to get things up and running. I will entertain you with my origin story here real fast while I click a bunch of buttons for social media. So hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. And I've been a DM since 1987. I've been a freelance artist since 1999. I've been an Eberron enthusiast since 2004, and I've been creating content on the DMsGuild for D&D since 2018. But I haven't done anything for Eberron yet, and I haven't actually published an adventure yet. These are two bucket lists that I am looking to swat. I guess without further ado, my social media posts are done. So let me go ahead and fix my screen here real quick and say, if you think this artwork and stuff is cool, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of other books I've created on the DMsGuild already. They all have free previews. And this is the Crystals of Mabar. It's the cover to the book that the adventure we're creating for 7th and 8th level characters. We're fighting undead, demons, and necromancers in the Carnwood of Karnath on the continent of Corvair. Yeah. And right now we're making NPCs. This is the plot hook is the Church of the Silver Flame. There's there's 6 plot hooks in total. The primary default plot hook where all the content of the adventure flows through. And then we have 5 alternate plot hooks, and one of the alternate plot hooks is that diviners of the Silver Flame have sensed that there is an unnatural manifest zone to the plane of Mabar, which is the plane of undead and darkness, present or created in the nation of Karnath. So they had sent forward a few scouts to investigate what was happening, and they've gone missing. So you're now being sent in to recover the scouts and find what they failed to report on. I've been working on this sketch offline. I can't remember her name offhand. There we go. Rumhilda Derica, that's her name. And these are our scouts. Barrett, Enrica, Janka, and Ladul. So these are going to be the sketches that we're actually working on today. This is that 16 by 9 format that we're using. Since this is a PDF and a digital-only product, there's no sense in me having to conform to normal paper sizes. So instead we created this 10 by 16 format that fits perfectly when you do a full screen. And YouTube doesn't quite right size it because I have to, anyway, it's a little off. But when I do the tests on this in an actual PDF document on a device, it sits very nicely and it's very easy to read. The full breadth display works in the 16 by 9 format like this, and each individual column works in the 16 by 9 format vertically as well. So very easy to use. All the information in the whole book is broken down into individual columns, so you can just chew on the adventure in snack size columns. But this is what we are building towards to flesh out the rest of this page and finish out all the artwork for us to publish. Right now we're just making tokens for us to drop into those positions. So this is the rogue that we came up with. We were struggling with this last week, but I found a pose that I like. So we're going to go with this. And we're just going to continue sketching out and fleshing stuff out to make some art. So stick around. This is what we do. I've been an artist. I've been an illustrator, publisher, painter, blotter. Like I said, since 1999. So I've been hammering away at artwork for quite some time, and I've gotten to a place where if I'm comfortable with what I'm working on, I don't really have to think about it. I can just, make stuff. Why? There we go. I've been glitchy this morning. I don't know what was going on with the OBS software. It kept hitting a forbidden error. I finally realized I had to reboot to get things up and running. And now Photoshop's being a little sketchy. Hey, what's going on, Fox? When morning breaks in Corvair's haze, Phil starts the stream in a caffeinated daze with stylus playing and sleepy grin. The token forge is set to begin. God bless you, man. It's good to see you, Fox. That's awesome. I was crashed out so heavy yesterday that I ended up not getting out of bed until 6:45, and by the time I was able to pull myself together, it was like a half hour before I'd have to go to my day job. So I ended up skipping yesterday morning. Not something I like to do, but sometimes that's where we're at. But I'm really happy to be back in the saddle this morning. I'm not going to be around tomorrow either. I actually once a month. I go into my day job, like physically go into office, and so that means Wednesday this month. Tomorrow is the day that happens, so I will not be on stream tomorrow, sadly. But the rest of my life should be normal after that. Progress on updating the Spelljammer combat and exploration mechanics for 2024. We streamed last night the first section of the combat chapter, and off stream I updated the equipment chapter. On Thursday last week we began doing a live stream of basically walking through page by page the Spelljammer document and finding places that needed to be revised. And then last night we continued with the combat chapter, but I was able to fully integrate all the changes from the review on Thursday. It's now already been integrated into the document as of last night. So I suspect by the time we get back on stream on Thursday this week, those changes to the combat chapter that we noted last night should be integrated into the document. So if I can keep moving through 15 or 20 pages each session, and it's 107 pages of document, I should be done in about probably 5-6 sessions, and I've knocked down 2 so far. So I'm going to assume I have about 4 sessions left, and then the following week we should have the 2024 mechanics for Spelljammer fully updated, at which point we'll be able to seriously consider moving forward with building out the subclasses into an actual document for us to publish. Let's shift this arm down a little bit here. It's been a while since I've published anything on DMsGuild. As my production time is, I've been throttling production of other pieces because I've been prioritizing this adventure, and we're getting close to this one. It's legitimately getting close. These things take time. Obviously, I've got a ton of artwork that's going into this project. It's taking a lot longer than I had ever anticipated that it would, but it's the first time I've done this 16:9 format. It's the first time I've actually published an adventure built from scratch that required a lot of playtesting, and the amount of artwork that is in this piece is just it's an intense amount of art. So I'm really proud with the work, but I'm also exasperated about just how long it's taken to produce. I'm looking forward to it being done. I ended up doing some D&D maps last night. Hey, right on. The maps are for a game using the ship rules. Oh, cool. Right on. What scale are you operating at for the map? The Spelljammer mechanics, for anyone that's not indoctrinated, it's linked down below with a free preview. You can check out my live stream from last night to take a look at it. But it mostly, I would say the bulk of the document deals with how to use 5e mechanics for ships and other things that are scaling at the 50, 500 foot, 1 mile, 10 mile, 100 mile, etc. Scale to still function in combat and exploration mechanics of 5e like you would as though you were a character at the 5-foot scale. So it doesn't, I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward when you say it, but a lot of really cool mechanical stuff sounds simple until you get into the details. And having the same sort of results, action economy, options, movements, engagement, opportunity attacks, blah, 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 at various scales beyond just the 5-foot scale. It requires a bit of work to get all that stuff to suss out, which is what that book is all about, is going through all of those gritty details to make sure that you can disintegrate the rules away into a playing experience where the rules are self-evident and make it easy for the players to understand what's happening, and for the DM to be able to depict them and build maps for stuff and adventures and scaling at these different sizes. Mid and small. It's a water-based ship. Oh, right on. Revising the Spelljammer mechanics for 5e24. Just 5e24 works better for Spelljammer because there's more characters with like temporary hit points. Healing is more efficient. Characters are more survivable, which means that the ships that they are tanking damage for it also survives better. You basically use your character resources to protect your ship from being damaged from attacks, which we went through on stream last night. For those that are interested, exactly what does that mean? Be welcome to check it out. But I think 5e24 just makes that those variant rules that we created just better. It seems like everything that I do, everything that I've ever published on the DMsGuild is better using the 5e24 rules in comparison to the original 2014 rules. It just like the fantasy that I want to portray, the mechanics that we have, and the options for characters, and just usability just seems to operate better in 5e24 than it did in the original 2014, which makes me very proud. I'm very, very proud of that we built something that remains viable and that I can stand behind. I'm really happy about that. One, two, three, four. What's up? 24 hours, little changes, but to make the gameplay much better. Yeah, it really is. It's just overall. I mean, they didn't fix everything. Of course, they didn't fix everything. But I would say enough of the typical, like the stuff that you expect to interact with, like grappling and all that other shit. Things that are common that you're going to run across a lot. I think they did lock down the rules a lot better. Fringe case stuff like dragging people around on the spike growth, or tag teaming people inside the damage auras. Eliminating conjurations and replacing it with damaging auras as a quote-unquote conjuration spell. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of those decisions, But those are by far the fringe cases in comparison to the bulk of it. Like they're always gonna they're no excuses. I think they could have spent a little bit more brain time to figure that stuff out, but they didn't. Not happy with how they changed Paladin Smite to require a bonus action. I understand why they did it. I think it was just a lazy solution, but that's what martial powers is for. So instead of complaining about things, I like to actually do something and fix it. And once I fix it, then I can complain. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you consider that? Yeah, we're going with suspenders for this gal. Generally, the way it works is once I have a silhouette that I like, I can just start filling in the details inside of the interior space to help breaking things down into different little points. And I just think it's fun sketching that stuff. So far, so good. I think I want to move this blade down a bit here. There, and then let's just grab there. We'll drop in sort of I think a bit of like a corset. I think is how I want to frame this. Take your time with timer. You only have an hour this morning, and that's been 20 minutes of it. So we're coming along, though. I'm pretty happy with the progress. We'll be working on this for well, I mean, until it's done. There's 4 of them in total. Once you get the line art done, then dropping in the color flats, and my chair's going goofy on me. The line art's the most difficult part. Once you get the line art taken care of, dropping in color and then blending everything together is pretty easy to do. It's just mostly just fun. This is the this is where all the technical bits and all the real detail work, like where the image selling the image comes across. Like if it looks good, if it looks good as a sketch, it's going to end up looking good when it's colored. So this is the most difficult portion of any piece of illustration: the composition, the design, the balance, blah. Let's get that thigh good. I'm a thick leg kind of guy, and I don't like thick legs. I personally have thick legs, so I think that's why all my characters end up having thick legs as well. It's just I'm a thickie. What can I say? So I'm always mindful of like exactly how thick is this, you know? Be mindful of the frame here. I like all this. Mindful of that. I need to warp and curve that a bit. So we're going to free transform, and then we're going to warp. Get a bit of a curve going in there. Warp tool is really easy to help make little shifts like that. And there, thin that down a little bit. Kind of has a Peter Pan sort of thing going here. I'm into that. This leg, there we go. That's where this leg needs to be for sure. Oh yeah, that feels good. I like that. There we go. Just like that. can't have that go down to too much of a tip. It has to be thicker because of the material that wraps the blade. There, like that. Keep it thicker. There we go. Nice. So far, so good. So far, so good. There's a little bit of a mess going on with the leg lines over here. See if I can do anything to help straighten that stuff up. Drop that down there. That's probably good enough. Then we'll be able to drop in color behind the line art and then block it all in, and then use this color of this line information here to blend it into the color to finish off the character. Thin out the leg a little bit here. Yeah, it's decent. It's decent enough. So I think I can be content with her. Tank looks a little static still. Heavy looks okay. Let's add in. Let's work on. What time is it? I still got a half hour left. Let's. I'm happy with her pose. She needs a little bit more detail to be on par with the rogue. But I think I want to work on the tank because I'm still not happy with this dude's pose. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just conceal this dude here for a second. Let's start over, because starting over is always fun, right? He's a tank. We're using a shield. So I want to start from the bat. Let's start looking at it from the perspective of a shield. Let's create some space in here. Since I don't have to worry about a full body pose, I can just focus, emphasis. Definitely got a rise against the right sort of look. Like everyone's angling off to the right. Like the archer's firing to the right. This guy is shielding to the right. The heavy is leaning into the right. The rogue is looking to the right. It's all right. I think that's okay. Actually, this guy I can actually potentially angle away. He'll probably still be looking to the left, to the right, but be here. Oh, this could be cool. Thicken the arm. Get out of here. Thank you. I'm trying to hit the erase button, not the right. That happens sometimes these days. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's something odd about the. I use my keyboard. I use a bunch of shortcuts. Like all the shortcuts I use are within the WASD range. Like S and D is larger and smaller size brushes. A is the select tool. R is blur, R, smudge, R. B is brush, E is eraser, and those are basically like the 6 buttons that I use on almost everything that I do. So I'm just basically clacking around like this when I'm doing, when I'm changing my brushes. This is basically all I need to do. I could probably get like one of those little sidekick off mouse things, like number pads or something, but just the WASD keyboard does it for me. And but for some reason, when I'm tapping E, it's coming through as B, or when I'm trying to hit B, it comes through as R. It's a little sketchy right now. I don't know if it's like a personal skill issue or what's going on there, but I am noticing that it's been a little rough. I'm really digging on this pose all of a sudden. I can get this arm to work. I don't hate that at all. Oh yeah, I think I like this. The old Myrmidons, Spear and Shield. Can't hate on that at all. Let's reduce that scale just a little bit to give it some breathing room. Hell yeah. Hey, we found it, my boys. Sword and Board is cool and all, and I'm a big fan of it, but Spear and Shield is just fucking dope. Let's fix this arm. shield a bit bigger. We can actually cut that loose and drop it in. Let's make it a separate layer so we can float it. Nice. That is going to work. That is going to work. Properly frame that there. Get that arm in under control. Let's grab the spear. Merge down. Get that in place. I think it was in second edition. They had, yeah. It was the Arms and Armament book. Second edition had all of these splat books, like the Fighter's Handbook, the Thief's Handbook, the Druid Handbook, all these handbooks, which is like the precursor to subclasses or prestige class. Like third edition had prestige classes. Fifth edition has subclasses. Second edition had kits, and the kit was what we would basically call backgrounds today. Like the amount of mechanical depth that they had was effectively a background. That's the same amount of mechanics that would affect how your character operates. But it was flavorful. Like there was the Bard's Handbook, and it had like dancer, and it had like a violinist, and there was like an orator, and all these different styles of barding, of being a bard. And there'd be like a bonus proficiency and like a little background sort of quirky thing. And it's obviously the origin of where backgrounds came from for 5e. But one of the books that they had, instead of being class specific, it was just arms and armament. It was like a weapons and armor book, and it was just line art, and the artwork in those books were really fucking good. But it was talking about long spears versus short spears. And short spears would be something like this that you would use one-handed with a shield as a style, like a quote-unquote fighting style. And then they had long spears, and they had like 30, like not 30, more like probably 18 different pole arms. And they really went into like the differences between like a mungosh versus a halberd and all that shit. It was unnecessary levels of detail, but it was fun to geek over a lot. And the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm working on. I was just thinking about this being a short spear, so that's where that conversation came from. Cheers. Arm goes there. Looks pretty good. there looks pretty good. Here, and let's change that angle a smidge, like that. And that should be okay. Get that hips, get that curve going through here. I'm gonna have kind of an S curve with his body. Take this spear and change the angle on that a little bit. And keep working that angle. Let's up the size of that shield a little bit. Yeah. There, like that. And here. Little pressed in, but I think that's kind of how shields work in general, so I think I'm okay with that. Let's pull that back a smidge so we can yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay with this. Let's elongate this a smidge. Stretch it out a little. And drop his shoulder a little bit. That'll help. There. Get sort of chain going here. Forearm greaves. Pauldrons. I can't have them too armored, otherwise they're going to stand out weird. Don't want a helmet because that's too military. Here to here. Rib cage is like that, so this should be about where the arm is at. That feels good. Bring this forward. Hand is here, like that. Yeah, and then here, let's tilt. Change the angle on that. That feels good. There we go. Then I'm going to crook his arm a little bit more. here. I'm gonna keep that energy up. I like that crook in the arm, but it feels a little off. Here to here to here to grip to here. That feels a little better. That goes like that. This goes to here. Maybe if I can bring his arm up like this. That puts it so that this is the interior and the exterior is like that. I don't want that. I want to have it so that the interior is... So we're looking at the exterior, not the interior. So I need to change the angle on that arm. Here to here. There. Okay, I think that's probably gonna work. Oops. Let's actually take this. Let's take this here. Let's free transform. Let's put up on its end so that we can broaden it just a bit. Tilt that down. Yeah, that feels right. Cool, okay, great. So then I can blank out the arm. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I think I can be good with that. Let's start locking this guy down. Maybe I want to do a tilt like this. Lessen the tilt a little bit. Have him lean into it a little bit more. Transform. Raise the shield up a smidge. So far, so good. Yeah, get his shoulders up high. So he's leaning down into it a little bit more. Twist the body. Oh, hell yeah. There it is. I can feel it. It's a little shimmy in the hips. That feels pretty good. There we go. Push that up a little bit more. And bring this around here like that a little bit more. This is where we are. This is where we were. God, this is so much better. Much, much better. Tilt that shield a little bit, I think will help. Bring it in a smidge. That should be good. Whew, man, it took a little while for us to find it, but I'm really happy with what we found. Worth the effort, man. Every time I come up with a character that I enjoy, it's totally worth the effort of building it. And we're probably damn near out of time. 7:45. Yeah, I got like 5-10 minutes left. We'll clean up this a little bit. And we'll come back tomorrow. We'll fix the heavy axe, and then we'll be ready to start doing. Then we'll detail the archer, and then we'll be ready to start coloring everything. Then things will start collapsing pretty quickly. So I reckon we'll be done with this this portion. What is this? I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I got to go downtown super early for the day, so I will not be on stream at all tomorrow. That's once a month. And so that means I'll be back on Thursday. So I suspect I'll have all the line art done probably by Friday. I suspect by this time-ish next week we'll be done with this with the Silver Flame, and then we'll have the last plot hook that we need to do illustrations for is the gatekeepers. And then we're going to be doing a lot of, I don't know what we're going to be doing after that. I guess we'll be working on the backgrounds maybe, or like the page background, like the text, like the page texturing. We're getting down to the nitty gritty of this. That guy looks cool. Just a tick. There we go. Nice. I like this. Yeah, it's a little sketchy, but I'm pretty happy with it. Here and here. That works. I think it's probably good enough. Keep whinging on the details a little bit, but I mean this is where I should be whinging. If the better I can get the line art, the easier it's going to be for me to color it. I think that feels pretty good. Let's ungroup. Let's drop this down a smidge. That feels like the proper proportion for. There we go. There, and just a little last smidge here, and that's my day. So we'll be back tomorrow. No, we won't. We're going to be. Damn it. I'm going to be downtown tomorrow, so I shan't be on stream tomorrow. But we'll be back on Thursday. Nice. Yep, we'll be back on Thursday to continue this. I'm happy now with where you are at, my tank. Here's our rogue. Here's our tank. Here's our sniper. Let's take you to 100%. And then the folder in general down to 46. That size of pinch. Yeah, and the heavy. The heavy is now the weakest one. So once I get the heavy up to the same level of quality as the rest of these guys, I think I'm going to be really, really happy with this. So when we're back on Thursday, we're going to fix. We'll fix the heavy. And then we'll start dropping in color in the background behind the line art, and then we'll do the lighting and light detail. We'll fuse the line art into the color, and then we'll blend the line into the color to help further texture and detail. And then we'll be done with these tokens, and then by then, so let's hit save here real quick before I bounce out of here. And again, we're not going to use the, so these are the spaces that we have available for these characters. Obviously, we're not going to put the full sketch in there. We're just going to zoom in a little bit to like the bust area of their body so that you have a little bit more emphasis in this sort of frame here. And I've been working on this off screen as a relax, like as my own private time, listening to like copyright music that I like to listen to, and streams and stuff like that. But this is the sketch that, or the art that we've been doing off stream. I'm really enjoying. I'm still working on the texturing for her bodice, but I'm really I like these floofy sleeves I've got going. I like this character. We still have the hearth to do in the background. This will be a fiery hearth in the background there. But by the time we finish our sketches here, this illustration will be done. And we have something, we need to do an image here. So once these sketches are done, this will be done, the character art will be done, and once I finish this piece over here on the left, we'll spend a little bit of time on the centerpiece here. Not sure exactly what that's going to be, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we get there. We're not there yet, so who cares? But soon. We'll be done soon. So saving that, get that out of the way. That's it for my day. I do illustrations like this, typically Monday through Fridays in the morning. And then we do game design. This is Tuesday. I'll be doing game design around 2:30 this time. That'll be about 6.5 hours from now. We're going to be working on Spelljammer subclasses, fleshing out the cleric and the druid next. We might get through cleric at lunch today. We only have an hour, so we might get through cleric, and if we do, we'll start on the druid. Otherwise, we'll be back on Friday at lunchtime to work on the druid. So Thursday and Friday morning doing artwork like this. Thursday night, we're working on the Spelljammer conversion into 2024. And then Friday lunch, we'll be doing the druid conversion. And then next week, Monday through Friday, we'll be doing artwork in the morning. And then Monday night, we'll be working on the spellcasting and exploration chapters of Spelljammer. Tuesday, we'll be working, if we haven't finished Druid already, we will, but then we'll work on Fighter and then Monk. And Thursday night will be in Exploration and possibly Hazards for Spelljammer. And then Friday will be into Monk, potentially Paladin. And we're just going to keep surging on forward like that until we're done with all these things. And yeah, so thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Discord is down below, along with a bunch of books you can check out. And thanks for your support. I really appreciate you guys being here. Cheers.